Hello everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. So previous sessions we have started with framework creation. So we have seen in the first step application understanding, we have selected the test cases which we want to automate. After that we have created a new project. We have installed all the required plugins and packages in our project like Selenium, PyTest, PyTest-HTML, PyTest Exist, OpenPyXL, Allure PyTest. So all these components we have installed in our project. In step 3, we have created folder structure for our test automation framework. We have created base pages for page objects, test cases package, utilities package, test data folder, logs folder, configurations, screenshots folder, reports folder. So all this folder structure we have created in our previous session as a step 3. This is the project structure which we have created. And in last session, we have started creating the first base page and first test page, right? So we have created first test case as well. We have created base page for admin login page. Then we have created test cases in which we have used page object of admin login page. We have also created conftest.py file, and we have also seen how to capture screenshots on test failure. So today we will proceed further. In today's session we will see how to read common values from INI file. INI file is initialization file. So today we will focus on reading common values from INI file. So let's go back to PyCharm. So in our test cases, if you see, we have used these values, which are kind of a hard-coded values in our test case. But in framework, as a rule, we should not use hard-coded values because let's say this is the first test case where we are using this data. And there can be, let's say, multiple test classes which we create, which will also use the same data. To avoid that, if any change is required, then we will have to change in all the test cases. Tomorrow, let's say, I want to change the username, or let's say tomorrow admin password changes, I will have to make changes in all the test classes wherever we have used the hard-coded data. That's why the common data which we need in multiple test classes or multiple test cases, that common data we should keep in one separate file. We should not hard code that data in our test cases. So that's why we will use INI file to read common values. We should not hard code any data in our test cases because if any value changes, then we will have to modify it from all the places wherever it is used. So we have to use one common file in which we will keep those common data which would be used by multiple test cases. So that data we will place it in initialization file, that is INI file. Normally INI file refers to configuration file format commonly used to store configuration settings for software applications. But in our test framework we can use it to store the common data. Just remember that this is not the test data. This is not a test data. Test data we will see in coming sessions where we have created the test data folder in which we will place the test data. That is the different thing. This is basically common values or common data which we use in multiple test cases. INI files are simple text files with a structure that consists of sections, key and values. So in INI file, we have to create one section. Section is used to group the variables. that is basically keys and values, that we will see practically as well. So just understand that we have to first create config.ini file. So as a step 1, we have to create config.ini file in our configurations folder, and we cannot read config.ini file directly. So to read the common data which we have placed in config.ini file, we have to create one utility file under utilities folder. So what we will do, we will create one read properties.py file in utilities folder or utilities package. And by using this read properties.py file, that is the utility file, we can read the data from config.ini file. So if you see, we will create config.ini file in our configuration folder. This config.ini file will contain the common data. So if you see the test case, this common data we will keep it in config.ini file. We cannot read directly the data from config.ini file into our test cases. That's why what we will do, we will create read.properties.py file. We will create read properties.py file under utilities package. We will create read properties.py file in utilities package, and using this read properties.py file, we can read the data from config.ini file, and we will fetch the values from config.ini file, and those values we can use in multiple test cases as well. So this is the structure. If there is one test case, so currently we have only one test class, but let's say tomorrow I will create 5 test classes, and if I want to use the data from config.ini, I can simply use read properties.py file to read the data from config.ini file into our test cases, multiple test cases. That is the benefit of using ini file, keeping all the common values in one file and reading that data from using read properties.py file. Now let's see practically. So I will just go to PyCharm. So this is the common data which we will keep in our config.ini file. So what is the first step? We have to add config.ini file in configurations folder. So we have to create one. We have this configurations folder. In this we have to create new file, right click, new file. Let's name it as config.ini. So we have created config.ini file inside configurations folder. Now what is the next step is, we have to simply copy the data. So this is the common data which we want to use, right? So what I will do, I will just copy this data and let's paste the data here. So ini file, don't keep any spaces, don't add any spaces as well as any quotes. This is basically a simple text file like thing which will contain only the key and values without any quotes. So I am just removing the quotes. So config.ini file will contain section. Section is basically group. So all this variable, that is keys and values, which are related to admin login info. So what I will do, I can group them in one section and I will name it that section as admin login info under square brackets. So this is the section name, admin login info, which contains this data, common values, key and value. And now we have created config.ini file which contains section and values. So first step is done. We have created config.ini file. Now to read this config.ini file, we have to create one utility file, that is read properties.py. So what I will do, I will just go to utilities folder or utilities package, In this I will create one Python file. I will name it as read properties.py, or this is already a Python file. So we have created read properties.py. This is the utility file which we will use to read the data from config.ini file. Now in this file what we have to do is we have to write some code. So first we have to import one module, that is config parser, which is already present in Python. We don't have to install any special plugin or package for this config parser. It's already present in our Python. So we have to first import config parser. So config parser is used. Then what we can do is we have to create, by using config parser class, we have to use one method, that is raw config parser. So we have to create one object, let's say config equals to config parser dot raw config parser. And by using this config object, what we can do is, by using this config, we can actually read the config.ini file. Now to do that, what we have to do is we have to use config.read method, config.read method, and in this config.read method we have to pass path of config.ini file. So wherever we have placed this config.ini file, we have to provide the path of that config.ini file. So where is the config.ini file? It is inside configurations folder. And where is the configurations folder? Inside our project, that is NOP Commerce. So we are already in our project. So what I will do, I can simply use dot 2 times slashes. After that we have to provide folder name. So what is the folder name? Configurations, again 2 times slashes, and file name, that is config.ini. So by using this config object, config.read method, we have to pass the path of config.ini file which is present inside configurations folder, so that it will read that file, right? So now we are reading the config.ini file, but after that we have to fetch those values. So we have to actually fetch these values. What we will do is, to fetch these values, let's create one class in it. So we have to create one class. Let's name it as read config. So class name is read config. Inside this class, now in config.ini we have added 4 key values, right? So these are the 4 values which we have added. For every value we will create one static method in our read config class. What we will do, we will write static method to fetch each and every variable from this config.ini. So what I will do, for admin page URL we will create one static method. How to create a static method? @static method we have to use, and then you have to create the method def get admin. So what is the variable? We can give any name. I am just using get admin underscore page URL. So this method, whenever we will call this static method, it should return the value from config.ini, that is this value we want to fetch. So we have created one static method. Inside this static method, what I will do, I will just use, by using this config object, we can use config.get, and then from this, let me just split it. Yeah, so if you see now, this is the read properties.py file, and this is our config.ini file. Now what we are doing is, we have to fetch config.get. We have to provide first the section name. So basically we have created the group in which we have placed all this value. What is the group name? Admin login info. Tomorrow, as our project becomes larger, we will keep adding all the common data in this config.ini file. So tomorrow we might add some another section here which will contain some another type of data, and so on. So if we want to fetch this value, what we have to do? We have to use config.get, then the name of the section, that is admin login info. Inside the single quote we can place that name of the section, and then we have to provide comma. I will just minimize a bit. Yeah, so after that comma, and again which value we want to fetch? Admin page URL. This is the key, so I have to provide this key here. So what we are doing is config.get, from this section, that means from this section we want to fetch the value of admin page URL. So it will return some value. So this will be return this value. It will return this URL value. Config.get, this will return this URL value, and we can store it in one variable, let's say URL equals to, and we have to return this URL. So whenever we will call this method, that is get admin page URL method, it will return the URL value, that is this value. If you see this value, it will be returned. This we have created one method for admin page URL. Similarly, we have to create method for remaining three values as well. So let's create. I will just copy this one. So we have to create 3 more static method. Next one is for getting username. So I will just name it as get username. Let's say username equals to config.get. What we will place here? Section name will remain same, because username is also present in this section, admin login info. And instead of admin page URL, now we have to provide username here. And then it should return username. So whenever we call this get username static method, it will return the username value from config.ini. Next one is for password. So I will just copy this. Next static method is for getting password. Config.get, section name will be same, and instead of username here we will put password, and it should return password. Next static method we are creating for invalid username. @static method def get invalid username. So since it is a static method, we don't need to provide self as parameter in this method. Again, we will just use one variable. Let's say invalid username equals to config.get section name and this invalid username, and it should return again invalid username. So whenever we call this get invalid username method, it will return invalid username value from this config.ini file. So we have created read properties file as well. So we have created read properties.py file. So what we have done so far is we have created config.ini file inside the configurations folder. Whatever common data we use in our test case, for example, this is the common data. That data we have placed in config.ini file. ini file contains section, so we have grouped all this value in one section, that is admin login info. So we have created config.ini file like this way, and after that, to read this config.ini file data, we have to create one read properties file inside the utilities package. So we have created read properties.py file in which we have imported the config parser. We have created the config object by using config parser.raw config parser. By using this config object, config.read method, we have to provide path of the config.ini file, the file which we have to read. Then we have created one class, that is class read config, and for every value present in our config.ini file, to read that value, we have created one static method for each value. So first one is for get admin page URL, get username, get password, and get invalid username. So we have created 4 static methods. So wherever these methods are called, in any test case, we can call these static methods. Static method we can call directly by using class name. So whenever we will call these from the test cases, what it will do is, it will return us the URL value. Similarly, it will return all the values whenever we call those method. So that is the step 2. Now we have to go to the test case. Here, now what we will do, we will remove the hard-coded value. So we don't need these hard-coded values now. So we don't need this hard-coded value. We will read this data by using readConfig class methods, right? So before that, we have to import that readConfig class. So readConfig class is present in which file? That is present in readProperties.py file, and this is present in utilities package. So we have to import from utilities package dot read properties module, from utilities package dot read properties module import readConfig. So we are importing readConfig class in our test cases file. So this is our test cases file in which we have imported readConfig class. And after importing the readConfig, now we can call those static methods which are present here. Now we can call this static method. So now what we will do, admin page URL equals to static methods we have seen, we can directly call by using class name readConfig dot, if you see, all the static methods are now visible here by using readConfig class name. So first one is get admin page URL. So we are calling this admin page URL method. So what it will return? It will return the URL, and that URL is containing config.get. It is reading the value from config.ini file. That means it will return this value. This URL value it will return. So in our test cases, it will return that URL. Similarly for username. For username, what we will do? We will again use read config dot, which method we have to call? Get username. Similarly for password, again read config dot get password method. And for invalid username, again read config dot get invalid username. So now we have replaced all the hard-coded value by reading config from config.ini file. So this is how we have to use the ini file. So I hope you all are understanding, right? So by this way we will remove the hard-coded values, and we are using get admin page URL method, that is the static method from readConfig class, which will read the data from config.ini file that is present inside the read properties. From here it will call the config.ini file, so it will fetch this value, right? So this is how we can replace all the hard-coded values from our test cases. And now if you execute this file, let's execute and let's run these test cases. But before running these test cases, I think in last session we have changed some of the data. If you see, here we have to keep it as a dashboard. Here also we have added some random data, so I am just removing it. So now all the test cases will pass. So let's execute these test cases. How to execute it? Let's go to terminal. What command we have to provide? pytest -v -s. So it will execute all the test cases. That means it will collect 3 test items, 3 test cases. It will execute one by one. So now it will launch the browser. First it will verify the title of the page, which we have already seen in our previous sessions as well. That is passed. Next it will perform the valid login test case. It will compare the value of dashboard after login. That is also passed. And the third test case is invalid login test case, where it will compare the error message with our expected error message. And if that matches, that means that is also passed. So test cases are successfully executed. So what we have done so far is, let's revise one more time. In today's session, we have seen how to read common values from INI file. So whatever the common data which we have to use in multiple test cases, we can keep that in config.ini file in configurations folder. And then to read that data, we have to create one utility file, read properties.py. We have created that. And using this file, we have created static method inside this. And using those, we have successfully fetched the data from config.ini file for admin login page. So this is the about reading common values from INI file. In next session, we will see how to add logs in our framework. So thank you for watching this video.